Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice Sunday. Feels good. Not too much trouble in traffic. Not too much. Still, there was some. So I want to talk about what to be excited for. I know that we get into a rut sometimes and we all just get up, go to work, take care of our basic needs, and that's it. Well, you need to find a reason to be excited for. Sure, yeah, everything is hum, and you got your schedule every day, and you also got the schedule that you don't think about every day, or you basically are working for your day off. Thing is, if you look at the bigger picture, you have a lot more time and time off that you think of. For those of you that work a whole heck of a lot, you gotta find those moments, and you gotta be firm with your needs. So if you need time, you need to make a point to state that. And if you can't have any of that personal time, you really need to fix that. If you really want to change something in your life, you can do it. You can really do it. It could be changing a point of view, to changing a job, to changing a lifestyle. Sorry, allergies. I have year-round allergy issues. Summertime, I get, itchy eyes. The thing is, life can be enjoyable. Even though there's a lot going on in your life. Like, for instance, there's a lot going on in my life, but I'm still trying really hard to get up and be happy about something. Allow myself to be happy. Allow myself to be joyous. And if you stay positive, you can tell there's a change. And with that change comes positivity. Like, here's a very frequent thing people try to change, and it's so hard for them. Smoking. Smoking a regular old cigarette. Or drinking. Those two are the main, most prominent crutches that a lot of people have. When you drink, you're trying to mask and hide from issues. When you're smoking, you're trying to deal with anxiety. Nicotine is more caustic than caffeine. How I kicked my nicotine fits was I drink a soda. And I'd restrict myself, I would restrict myself saying, you're only getting a soda, so don't even think about buying another pack of cigarettes. Think about how much money you save. Think about how much money it costs. So let's say $8. I'm rounding it up. Let's say you smoke your cigarettes at least maybe a half pack a day. Well, the next day you gotta buy a few more packs. So let's say 8 plus 8, 16. And then let's say 2 more. 16 would be be like 32. You'd be spending $32. That's only 4 days. 4 days, $32. That could have gone in your gas tank. I mean, think about it. Yeah, there's some places that will sell like a cigarette, singularly. But it's if they know you. And it's from their own pack. Yeah. There are some places that do that. Especially if they know that, you're always jonesing. And they can make $1 from you. So, I've actually seen that where someone at a gas station knows somebody, like, hey, can I have a cigarette? $1, you get 1 stick. And they want it so bad that they'll give them $1 a stick. $1 a cigarette. I've seen it. Lord knows I've seen it. Many times. And in Oklahoma, out west, it's more prominent because people are broke. And if they have $1, then they'll buy that cigarette for $1 when a pack is probably $8. Plus, they're being more and more restrictive in cigarettes. You can't smoke in a car with a kid. And if you do get caught, good God, it's like you've probably might as well murdered them. I'm not saying do that, but I'm saying that you get arrested, you get fined, you have CPS on your back, and then if they don't like you, or they find just the right amount of incriminating things about you or about the situation, they'll take your kid from you. That's how bad it got. So, if that's not an incentive to quit smoking, I don't know what else is. And I'm not sitting here judging people that do smoke. I'm sitting here saying, if you want to change something, to quit something that is hazardous to your health and others, do it. You gotta want to. Addiction is just, when it comes to cigarettes, actually, addiction is an excuse. Your body's gotten used to it, where if you try to do without it, you're like, I need a cigarette. Because I've had someone tell me, can meditation help me quit smoking? I'm like, yeah, it can. You are stronger than your own addiction. You have to want to quit in order to quit. I'm not saying addiction is not an illness. It actually can become an illness if you forgot the word. If you give in. There's a better word for it, but I'm saying if you give in to it. I used to be hooked on cigarettes and hooked on drinking. I quit cigarettes and I quit drinking. Now the only time I drink is purely socially. And now I'm at the point where I know that if I do want to get drunk, it's going to be very expensive because I have a high tolerance on the following things. I get a high tolerance on any kind of substance, which cigarettes and alcohol is one of them. Also, I used to smoke pot. And I've experimented when I was younger. And I got used to too much stuff. I couldn't, it would get to whatever I got myself into. I mean, you can ask my doctor if you want to. I mean, she'll tell you this girl gets used to shit. And it gets expensive for her to get treated. Antibiotics. I can get used to antibiotics if I don't dose myself properly. I can get used to pain medication for whatever reason. I hate pain medication because I kind of don't like not feeling. I worry if I don't feel. You know what I mean? A lot of people, oh, I love Vicodin, or I love Oxycontin, or whatever. Well, good for you. Well, not good for you. Miss me with that because you're only given one body in this lifetime. I can't say for the future. Science and whatnot. But if you truly want to quit something or quit a person, people can be addicting too. Like for instance, people can be addicted to sex, people can be addicted to attention. There are people that just are born with an addicting personality. And it's not unheard of. There's nothing too awfully wrong with you unless you start hurting people with this addiction. So the thing is, if you want to quit something that has become toxic to you, you have to want to do that. A lot of people don't understand it when they ask me for advice, and I tell them repeatedly, if they're having relationship problems. They're like, I can't leave. I'm like, no, don't say you can't leave. You don't want to leave because you've gotten used to the person. And like your addiction, you don't want to quit smoking or drinking or whatever because you don't want to. You can't. It's not that you can't. It's you really subconsciously don't want to, and you're not ready to let go. You've got to want it. You have to get good and sick of it. Now, I'm not saying overdose yourself on anything or anybody. I'm saying you've got to get yourself good and sick of it. Make yourself sick of it. If you hate taking your vitamins, how come you... Some people have a gag reflex if they really don't like to take their vitamins or whatever. The thought of it makes them sick. Like if they really don't want to be around a person, they get a little anxious. They're like, ugh. Switch that. Reverse it. Get good and sick of the thing that you're using to cope. It is possible to trick yourself. You got to want... The key thing of kicking any addiction or any crutch is you have to want to kick it. You have to want to get over it. Like I got over smoking, and I got over drinking, and I got over my stupid little shenanigans, I got good and sick of it. Because the people that mattered in my life, and the people that were honest in my life, were telling me, you might want to slow your roll before you roll over. So I did. Like, I used to be addicted to my phone. I used to always be on my phone. Now, I can leave it in the next room and not be bothered by it. I don't have to have my phone constantly in my hand. If you pay attention to how many times that you grab your phone because you're now used to something in your hand, you'll see that you have a certain, I call it a tick. It's not an addiction, but it's a tick. You panic if your phone's not like, what if someone so contacts me? If it's meant for you to be contacted and get that phone call or text or FaceTime, then by God, you'll get it. Don't sweat it. You don't have to be overly accessible to everybody. Like the reason why some people don't text me anymore is because you're not that available anymore. I have life. I got things to do. I got places to go. I got other people to see, sadly. I've got married life, so I got that. And I do have to say that I am addicted to my husband's company. And it boggles my mind that people get married to people that they can't even stand or don't even want to spend time with. And I'm just like, why'd you get married? I married my best friend. And a lot of people are like, you actually like spending time with your husband? Yeah, he's freaking awesome. That man has seen me vulnerable, sick, naked, and gross. And if he can brave all that, well, then he deserves everything good I can give. Yeah, there are times where I'm like, I just want to go out with my friend. You'll be fine, right? There's food in the fridge. You can take care of yourself, right? Okay, bye. Or I want to go spend time with my mom and dad without you. So that if I do complain about him, he's not around here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, when you get married and all that good stuff, it's like a team effort. You chose to make a life or to build a life with another person because they are trustworthy and they can handle your crap and you can handle their crap. Basically, I guess the contract of warrant for marriage would be you can handle each other's crap. Can you handle this? Can you handle this? Okay, well, you know what? If you can handle it, I can handle it. Let's make this a permanent thing so we can deal with our problems together. And plus, you're cute. Well, marriage is another topic on another video. A lot of people ask me where have you learned to be so intuitive? And I had someone actually say, "You're such a know-it-all." Well, I'm very observant. I people watch. In fact, I have a habit of people watching. I learn, what is the right thing and the wrong thing to do by watching other people. Therefore, I do the right thing. And if it's not the right thing for me, then I learn that way. So, it's all about trial and error. Life is one big giant experiment. And if you screw up, hey, you screwed up. That didn't work. Try again. Try again. Try again. Try again and again and again and again. And again and again and again until you finally figured, you know what? I'll settle with this. This is the best outcome I've come so far, and I'm tired of trying. Good. Like, for instance, that also works well if you're trying to kick a certain thing. If you're not liking how your life is going, if you're not liking how your life is going, you have to want to change. It's not going to magically happen overnight where you just get a bolt of lightning hitting you and you're like, I'm going to do this today. And that's that. Some people it works that way. Some people it doesn't. So the thing is, you just got to want it. You got to work at it. Life is not about, things just don't magically happen to you. I mean, they do, but if it's something that you have to work on, you should use your common sense to know, hey, if I want this, I gotta work for it. Politicians don't become politicians because it just happened to them. They worked at that, even though they don't want to work now. I'm kidding. Not really. I'm not really kidding on that. Doctors don't become doctors because it magically just been bestowed upon them. They worked at that. They went to school. They wanted it that bad that they actually did those 7 to 8 years of college. And, and people that are famous, like the actresses and the singers and the motivational speakers that we see today, they didn't become who and what they are by it just magically happening to them. Thing is, they worked at it. They wanted it. So, if there's a lesson to be learned by all these prominent people, it's, if you want it, go get it. If you want it that bad, work at it. Like, for instance, Eminem. It wasn't because that he just kept trying and going into rap battle after rap battle to be discovered. He worked at it. He kept himself out there. He worked hard at it to the point where somebody was like, I need to sign this guy up. He isn't going to quit. And plus, he's got something. I want to take a chance with him and see what happens. And look at Eminem now. Look at Marshall Mathers now. Not a good role model. I mean, actually he is a good role model because he is what he is because he worked at it and he wanted it and he needed it. And he also had a pill and alcohol and drug addiction. He kicked that too because he wanted to. So, if there's a lesson to be learned by that gentleman, it's if you want to change, you can do it, and you have to want it. Bottom line is, on any situation that you want to change and alter in any way, in manifesting anything in your life, you have to want it. Like, truly want it. For a real reason. Not just because, and that life will be easier. No, because you want it. You want it. I know you're probably tired of me saying want it, but that's that. And I know people are like, oh, it's just as simple as wanting it. You gotta work at it too. Like, for instance, I had to learn a whole lot of stuff and work really hard to have the life that I have now. Even though it's not anything to, brag about, but I am happy. I found love. I'm happy. I've worked hard to get the relationships that I have in my life. And I do not regret the struggle that I've been through because I'm happy. I have good, real people in my life. So, hope everyone has a great day. Love and light to you all. And go for it. Change your life. It is possible.